Hello students, fourth year students of Faculty of Commerce, Beni Suef University, the English section. Today we are going to have a little section about operations research, the part of Dr. عاطف Omar. Here we are going to explain the exercise given by Dr. عاطف Omar, and it deals with the project planning with PERT and critical path method. PERT, as you might know, stands for Program Evaluation and Review Techniques. You, as decision makers, should know more information about projects and their activities, should know the timings that activities should start, should know what times you could give vacations to the workers. You should know the times you can delay the start of some certain activity. All of this information should be available once you draw the PERT network and you specify the critical path. This compromises a project that is consisted of 16 activity from A to P. As we might know that each activity may have some kind of wording like designing a questionnaire or giving a test or digging some land. It might belong to engineering, it might belong to some kind of research. But regardless of the first letter that describes the activity, here in order to begin our network we are giving an alphabetical letter in the alphabetical order for each of the activities. So here you will find the 16 activities starting from A, then B, C, D, etc. till you reach to activity P. The times of each activity is given in the second column. Activity A takes 5 points in time, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 months, whatever. It takes 5 points in time. Activity B takes 7, activity C takes 10, and along to other activities times. The third column deals with the preceding activities. As you can see here, that activity A, B, and C are not having any preceding activities. This is a blank space here, so all of these activities can be started at 0 point in time and doesn't have to wait for any other activity to end for them to start. Then you will find activity D is waiting for activity A to be completed, and activity E, G, and H are waiting for activity A to finish in order for them to start. Activity E takes 6 periods of time, will not begin unless activity B and D are completely finished. And the successive activity will be I, which is going to start immediately after activity E is finished. So let's start figuring out what to do with our network. Here we can see that activity A, B, and C are not having any preceding activity, so they all must start from the same node that represents the first level of activities in the PERT network. We are making a node, writing inside it number 1. This represents point 0 for the PERT network. Here we are talking about 0 time. Starting from 0 time, activity A will take 5 periods of time, activity B will take 7 periods of time, activity C will take 10 periods of time. When we go back to the exercise, we will find that activity D will have 6 points of time. Activity F will have 4 points in time. Here we can see that activities D and F are waiting for activity A to finish in order for them to start. But why did we choose to put activity D downside and activity F on the upper side of the network? Because when we look at the exercise itself, we will find that activity I will start immediately after both activities B and D are finished. So it is important to combine activities that are belonging to each other and that are dependent for other activities to start together. So we combined activity B and activity D in a certain node like that, and we give activity F the free space to go, because we don't we are not waiting for it now to finish in order to start a new activity. Hello students, fourth year students of Faculty of Commerce, Beni Suef University, the English section. Today we are going to have a little section about operations research, the part of Dr. Atif Omar. The next step is drawing activity G and H. Like you can see, there is an activity that is waiting for activity F and G to finish, which will be activity J. So we have to combine activity F and G together in one node like that. And activity H is free to move around, like you can see, until we see the next node. Here we would draw activity I with 10 points in time and activity J with 15 points in time, making the next step a lot easier for us. Here activity L, M and K are dependent on the finishing of activity H, like you can see, but activity L and J will be connected with a dummy according to the exercise given, and activity K and I should be together in order to activities N and O to start, and activity M will have to wait until we see what is dependent on it. Here we used the dummy given in the exercise, and we had activity P dependent on activity M and N, and activity O with 4 points in time coming out of node 7. As we can see, these are all the 16 activities that contribute to our project, meaning that at the end of all these activities the project will be considered complete. What is drawn now is not the perfect network, as per network should have only one node to start all the activities from, and should have one node to end all the activities at. So the right network should be this one, like that. I corrected the arrows, the dummy one and O and B, in order to come together in node number 10. This will give us our network, the final one, with all the activities drawn, with all the nodes presented correctly. It doesn't have to look identical to your network, just the numbers of the nodes should be in the same order, and we should all start in one specific node, that is number 1, that represents time 0, and they all should finish at the same node, whatever its number will be. Here we reached until node 10, but it's not a rule. It could be node number 5, node number 11, node number 15, according to the number of activities in the project. From the network we can know or figure out the possible project paths and their durations in order to specify the critical path. The first possible path would be A, F, J, and dummy, with durations of 5 plus 4 plus 15 plus 0 that represents the dummy, counting to 24 points in time. Path number 2 with activity A, D, G, J, and dummy, with durations of 5, 6, 8, 15, and 0, counting for 34 points in time. Path number 3, ADHL dummy, 5, 6, 5, 3, 0, with 19 points in time. Path number 4, ADHMP, with 24 points in time. Path number 5, ADHKNP, with 25 points in time. Path number 6, ADHKO, with 24 points in time. Path number 7, ADEINP, with 31 points in time. Number 8, ADEIO, with 30 points in time. Number 9, BGJ and dummy, with 30 points in time. Path number 10, BHL dummy, with 15 points in time. Number 11, BHMP, with 20 points in time. Number 12, BHKNP, with 21 points in time. Number 13, BHKO, with 20 points in time. Number 14, BEINP, with 27 points in time. Number 15, BEIO, with 26 points in time. Number 16, CINP, with 24 points in time. Number 17, and our last one, CIO, with 23 points in time. Okay, what defines the critical path out of these 17 paths? The critical path is the one with the longest duration. As you can see, that the path with the longest duration is the one that consists of activities A, D, G, J, and dummy, and with a duration of 34 weeks. So, going back to the questions given by the doctor in the exercise, how many paths are on the network? Dr. عاطف said that the right answer will be C, more than 14, as you can know. The question number 2, if event 10 is the final event and activities GLO and P are parallel activities, then no need to use dummy. Use dummy activities from 8 to 9, use dummy activity from 9 to 8, use dummy activity from 8 to 10. Of course, we used a dummy activity from 8 to 10. So the answer would be letter D. The third question. Critical path consists of activities, like we said, A, D, G, J dummy, the one with the longest duration. How many paths are non-critical? The answer is number D, but not only 13, it's more than 13. And this leads us to question 5, with events on the critical path will have 0 slack times, positive slack times, negative slack times, or no answer. We shall know that events on the critical path will have 0 slack times, and this will be the subject of our next section, inshallah. Thank you for watching, and leave your questions in the comments, and have our best wishes.